They're out on the field. The pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beaches is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. What a time to be a Tennessee fan. Man, this channel, running YouTube, so much more fun when Tennessee is winning, when Tennessee is firing on all cylinders, averaging almost 50 points a game, one of the top offenses in the country. That defense starting to come on at possibly the right time. Dominating performance last week against Kentucky. Can they put it all together this weekend coming up against Georgia? Look, the college football playoff rankings come out later tonight. I fully expect Tennessee to be up at the top of that list, which is only going to create more hype, more buzz, more energy for this huge road game coming up against Georgia at 3:30 on Saturday. Cannot wait for it. But what I want to talk about is a fun little conversation we've been having in some of the live chats. We've had it on some of the morning shows. We've had it on the NCAA streams. You guys kind of brought it up. Why not Jalin Hyatt? Why not Jalin Hyatt for Heisman? A lot of hype around Hendon Hooker with good reason. You know, I'm pretty sure I started the Hendon Hooker for Heisman campaign way back in the summer before anybody else was talking about it. Hendon Hooker's thrown for over 2,300 yards, 21 touchdowns, only one interception on the year. Of course, Hendon Hooker should be the front runner for the Heisman Trophy, but why not Jalin Hyatt? Why not take Jalin Hyatt with him to New York for the Heisman Trophy presentation? I think Jalin Hyatt can make an argument. We're going to take a look at some numbers, see exactly where he fits in with that conversation. But as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. You guys know the deal by now. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. If you like what we do around here, if you enjoy the content, if you watch the videos every day, hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not trying to sell you on something that we're not. We are fans just like you. For the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Tonight is the fan call-in show. We'll be live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Late night Talkin VAWLS. We'll be talking about the college football playoff rankings and also this Georgia game coming up. Maybe get your thoughts on the Kentucky game. And then tomorrow night's the big one. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Uncle Lou will make his debut right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. Tons of content coming your way. Make sure you guys are dialed in and subscribe. Let's jump in it. Let's talk about Jalin Hyatt. What an absolute year he has had. And I know we've told the story time and time and time again about Jalin Hyatt in the offseason, admitting that he wasn't putting in the work. It's worth talking about again as you look at his numbers. As a junior, his junior season, what happens with Jalin Hyatt at the end of the year? I mean, he's earned himself some money. Will he go off to the NFL or will he come back for one last ride with Joe Milton leading the helm at quarterback? Be interesting to see what Jalin Hyatt decides to do. But the story's worth mentioning again because it takes a lot for a man to admit his faults, his mistakes. And that's what Jalin Hyatt did. He went to VAWLS Jones. He said, hey, I'm not putting in the work. How do I get to your level? What do I need to do? We hear the talk of Jalin Hyatt being in the film room, studying tape, hitting the jugs machine. You know, Hendon Hooker talked a lot about it during the offseason, that Jalin Hyatt is putting in the work. And coming into this year, we knew what we had with Cedric Tillman. We knew Tillman was going to be the top receiver for this football team. But he goes down with the ankle injury, and Jalin Hyatt arises. He steps up. He becomes the best receiver, I think, in college football. You can see there on the screen his stats for 2022, 45 catches, 907 yards, and 14 touchdowns. Now let's go down and look at his career. His career at Tennessee, again, he is a junior, came in as a freshman under Jeremy Pruitt, had 20 catches for 276 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, going into 2021 under Josh Heupel, you know, we knew this offense was going to be explosive. We knew they were going to go out and score points. But there was a lot of hype around those young wide receivers. That's what we used to call them, right? Jimmy Holiday, Jimmy Callaway, Jalin Hyatt. We were expecting big things from all three of those guys. So Josh Heupel comes in 2021. We're expecting a breakout year for Jalin Hyatt. We've got talent. That's what we kept talking about. We got talent in that wide receiver room. Just got to use it. We've got the talent. Jalin Hyatt under Jeremy Pruitt, or after leaving Jeremy Pruitt, going into Josh Heupel, 21 catches, 226 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So 2 seasons, 4 touchdowns. He had more touchdowns. Get this. Jalen Hyatt had more touchdowns against Alabama this year than he did his first 2 seasons at Tennessee. You can see the transformation there, junior season. Again, 45 catches, 907 yards, and 14 touchdowns. The big story for me is explosive plays. It's explosive plays. And when you look at, maybe Jalen Hyatt's not a legitimate contender for the Heisman, but he's definitely a legitimate contender for the Biletnikoff Award, the best wide receiver in the country. But when you look at his numbers right now, and we've still got a ways to go, guys. We've got 4 regular season games to play. Obviously, the big one. Can he go out this weekend against Georgia and put together not even the performance that he had against Alabama, but something similar? Go get a couple of touchdowns. Go make some explosive plays. Come out of that game talking about Jalen Hyatt. I mean, if you look at the way the season has played out, yes, Hendon Hooker's balling out, but it's almost kind of become the normal that Hendon Hooker's going to do what Hendon Hooker does. And we're going to come out of the game talking about Jalen Hyatt. Number 1 in the nation in receiving touchdowns at 14. The next closest, Marvin Harrison Jr. with 10. 4 more touchdowns than the next closest, leading the nation. Number 4 in the nation in receiving yards with 907. He's a little bit down the list with receptions, number 27 with 45 receptions. But again, that goes back to explosive plays. He's beating you over the top. He doesn't need a lot of receptions because he's getting to the house, and he's getting to the house in a hurry. But again, leading the nation in touchdowns, 4th in receiving yards. Now let's go back and look at Devontae Smith. Alabama wide receiver, won the Heisman Trophy in 2020. In 13 games, he had 117 receptions for almost 1,900 yards and 23 touchdowns. So if Jalen Hyatt is going to make a legitimate argument, not necessarily to go win the Heisman, but to be a Heisman Trophy finalist, to go up there to New York with Hendon Hooker, what bigger scene for Tennessee football? We talk about the impact in recruiting. What bigger scene than for Jalen Hyatt and Hendon Hooker to both be finalists in New York when that Heisman Trophy is presented? But what do the numbers need to look like? How many touchdowns does Jalen Hyatt need to haul in? And again, you've got a big-time stage on Saturday against Georgia. Then you got some teams that you're going to be able to ball out against. You're going to be able to score some points against South Carolina, Missouri, Vanderbilt. How long do they leave Jalen Hyatt out there? How long do they let him continue to make plays? Because we've seen Ohio State pad stats. We know they do it. Josh Heupel hasn't really done that a lot. Josh Heupel's getting the backups in. He's going to continue to run the offense, take shots down the field. But he's not leaving guys like Jalen Hyatt in the game once the game's over. So will he have enough opportunities down the stretch with 4 games to go here? Let's take a look at last year's Biletnikoff Award winner, Jordan Addison. He had 100 receptions for almost 1,600 yards and 17 touchdowns. I feel pretty confident that Jalen Hyatt's going to run that down as far as touchdowns go. How many yards is Jalen Hyatt going to reel in these last 4 weeks? Do they go to Atlanta and get that extra game? What do his bowl numbers look like? What do you guys think? Is Jalen Hyatt a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate? The numbers are outstanding. What he's done, and again, man, seeing him celebrate after that Alabama win, the field goal goes through, the crowd storms the field, Danny White's playing Dixieland Delight. You look over, you see Jalen Hyatt just in the mosh pit, dancing with fans, celebrating, grinning ear to ear, firing up cigars. What a moment. What a moment. We will look back at Jalen Hyatt for that Alabama game. He is forever a Tennessee legend because of that performance. If he never does anything at Tennessee again, which that's not going to be the case. That's not going to be the case. But if he never does anything at Tennessee again, Jalen Hyatt will forever be a legend for being the Alabama killer. The guy that took down Nick Saban. The first win over Nick Saban his entire tenure at Alabama. Jalen Hyatt will be the guy that's remembered for that. Hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Where does Jalen Hyatt fit into the Heisman Trophy campaign? What about the turnaround from 2 years to just absolutely exploding on the scene? Also, if you have not done so yet, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. You can celebrate that Bama win with that business shirt right there. But you can go to bonfire.com/store/TalkinVAWLS. Any and all support greatly appreciated. The way you guys support this channel truly does blow my mind. It is absolutely amazing, and I cannot thank you enough. Thank you to all the members of the channel. You can become a member for as little as 99 cents a month. You hit the join button down below right beside subscribe. You get custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. You get a power T beside your name. You get your chats highlighted on live streams. And you also get access to the fan call-in shows, which take Takes place tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you guys in the chat for that one. We start with the elite, so the ones that donate more, they get brought on the show first, get a little bit more time, then we kind of trickle down. But should be a good time, fun conversation. Hope to see you guys tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.